Hey y'all, good afternoon. So I just wanted to come on here and share some facts about myself. I'm really enjoying, having this channel, and I enjoy doing a lot of different things on the channel, including writing poetry. But, sometimes I just want to just tell you guys random things about me. And so, yeah, this video is just some facts about me. So let's start with my age. I'm 29. I'm 29. Um, And my birthday is January 11th, so 111. I think that's easy to remember. And I didn't really do anything this past birthday. Actually, I didn't do anything at all. Well, I drove right share, and then I just chilled in my bed watching movies. So I'm hoping for my next birthday when I turn 30 that, I can do something really awesome, and maybe I'll be able to record it and you guys can share in my joy. All right, y'all. So fact number 2, I am a stockbroker in Durham, North Carolina. It's a beautiful, beautiful job. I actually started it, this past January, and I love it. I love it. I'm learning so much. I love the environment. I love the culture. The job itself is just a dream come true. Let me just tell you, it is just a dream come true. I've been interested in finance since like my early 20s. I'd say since I was about 22. Yeah, 2015. How old was I in 2015? Yeah, I was 22. And that's when I learned about network marketing, and it just made me so interested in finance. And I started becoming interested in the stock market and, just dipping and dabbing in things a little bit. Not really becoming an expert in anything over the years, but still, having that interest. And well, I was doing rideshare one day because that's all I used to do. Like last year in 2021, that's all I used to do. And a guy came in the car and he said he was a stockbroker, and I was like, how can I get into that? And then he told me he worked for a firm, but then I kind of brushed it off because I was like, yeah, like I can really do that. But the Lord gave me the position. The Lord gave me the position months later. So I work at Fidelity, and it's beautiful. It's the most joyous place to work. So yeah, I told you guys I love the culture and I love everything about Fidelity, and it's just sufficient in every way. But y'all, let's talk about my family. Fact number 3, I'm the middle of 7 children, and I love my siblings. So there are 3 girls and 4 boys in total. And they're all really pretty cool. Yeah. And I love their kids. I love my nieces and nephews. I don't have any babies yet, but when I get married, I expect to have some. And also, I would like to adopt and foster a lot of kids. In my teen years, I was in foster care for a short time, for a brief time. I did choose to go back to my parents, and I just really had a really great foster mom. She was just super kind, super understanding. And even later on when I was in my early 20s and I asked her if I could move in with her for a time, she did allow that. And every now and then, I still reach out to her. She's on my social media. But yeah, she was super kind and understanding because I had a lot of anxiety because I was just bullied and rejected a lot in school, but also by, a lot of my family. And I just feel like my foster mom treated me much better than some family did. And, speaking of the anxiety, I was in a marriage, and he just made the anxiety much, much worse. And there was a lot of financial abuse. There was a lot of adultery. And there was just a lot of verbal abuse, and there was some physical abuse. So I'll talk about that a little bit on my channel. It didn't take me long to fall out of love with that guy. Like, after I left, I'd say like 4 months later, I was just ready to file the divorce papers, and I wasn't in love with him anymore. Even though I had triggers, some things would still trigger me. And I was still having dreams for a while, nightmares. But Nightmares of the adultery, I mean, just things he did. But I'd say that, you know, one thing that hurt more, even more, if that's possible, is just the fact that, you know, the women were sleeping with him. You know, women who knew he was married and knew who I was, even neighbors, and they just didn't care. And, you know, that stuff hurts when you find out you find out about adultery and the stuff he was doing. Like, he was a sex addict, so he would spend like money that he's supposed to be making and spending on bills on prostitutes. And you know, I'm just like, okay, it's terrible what he did. It was a lot. It was a lot to take in. But I just couldn't see how one woman could do that to another woman. I just don't see how you could like break a woman so much when you already know we go through so much in this world. But y'all, that leads me to fact number 5, which is just that, you know, I just want to work with battered women. I want to work with abused women. And my last relationship, you know, I was just in a relationship that lasted about a year. Well, actually, it ended officially in January. And there was a lot of domestic violence. And, you know, I think in a lot of ways it was like worse than the marriage. The Bible does say that when, you know, when you get your life in order, the demon comes back and he finds the house swept clean. And then he comes back and he brings 7 demons worse than himself. So I always said, you know, in some ways he was better than my spouse. But in some ways he was like much worse, because with my spouse, I never feared for my life. Well, I wouldn't call him my spouse, the guy I married. That's how I refer to him, because he was never a husband to me and he's not my kingdom spouse. But even though it was a crazy relationship, which I'll share with you guys, some of the things that happened, it did take me longer to get over him than it did the guy I married, because, you know, I feel like with this last relationship, it was the only real relationship I ever had. But yeah, guys, yep. So fact number 5 is just that I want to work with women who have been battered, and especially women who have been sex trafficked. You know, that's one of my ultimate goals. One of my ultimate goals is just to be in a place to really be able to help them get back on their feet in every way, like with their home and their education, their income, you know, just provide a safe place for them to just grow, take care of them and any babies they may have, and, you know, be okay once again. Y'all, fact number 6 is that I love to write. I've enjoyed it since I was a kid. I remember writing my first short story when I was 11. So praise the Lord, I have published a journal this year. And I finished writing a short story, but I haven't yet submitted, not a short story, a children's book, but I have not yet submitted it for publication. But I guess I need to get on that. But also, I am writing another book. It's a memoir about the first 30 years of my life. And there are more books to come. Oh yeah, and I have a blog. I love my blog. I'm working on it myself when it comes to design and everything. So I'm learning as I go, but I think it looks good right now. So if y'all want to look at my blog, it's just AshleyNicoleLattimore.com. It's my full name. And I just search for God in the details. So yeah, even if I'm just watching a movie, you know, I'm searching for God in the details. And I love to read books. So I talk about the books I read, and I post some of my poetry on my blog. All right, y'all. So fact number 7, and the final fact for this video, is that, you know, I just love God. I just love God, okay? And I just love love. And even though I have a lot of interests, and my first fact, well, maybe my second fact was what I do, that I'm a stockbroker, because I do love all things finance, but love is the biggest thing. Love is the biggest thing. So you'll hear me talking about God a lot, because without God, we are nothing. And without love, we are nothing. And that's just something I want everybody to take away from this video, you know. Even if you don't remember any fact about me, just remember that without love, we are nothing. You know, you could have all the money in the world, the ability to print money. You could have all the influence in the world. You could have every spiritual gift, but without love, you know, without love, all that, what is that? What does any of that mean? So many things are worthless. So many things will be burnt up. So many of our works will be burnt up. But love remains. And that's Bible. That's Bible. Bible says love remains. Faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. So love is my greatest interest. Love is my reason. But all right, guys. Well, I love y'all. I'm about to do some writing. I'm about to also open up the Bible. I'm in the book of 2 Samuel. It took me a while to just like, you know, embrace these books, you know, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, probably especially 2 Samuel, because I'm like, they just keep going to war and killing people, and David keeps taking new wives. But then I had to, you know, just reflect and be like, well, David's a warrior. Like, these people are warriors, you know? So, and also just taking wives, I guess that's just what they did back then. But you guys, that is it. That is 7 facts about me. Thanks for watching the video. I love you. God bless, and see y'all soon.